Hello, welcome to chapter 2. You get to see my face. I think this is the first time for you guys, so congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe not. We are now starting chapter 2, section 1. So you should have these notes in front of you. And remember, if I write it down, the general rule, you write it down also. So if you have not done this yet, please put your name on your notes, because these are your notes. You need to have them in class with you when you come in tomorrow or to our next class period, whenever that might be for you. So let's just jump right into chapter 2, section 1 with some vocabulary. There's a lot in here, so I'm just going to go. You hit the pause button when you need to. Get everything down. That's the main thing. Get it down, bring it to class. I'll do the hard part with you in class. Okay, first word, a very important word in math, is integer. Integer is a set of numbers, set of whole numbers and their opposites. So this is a number set we're talking about here. Integers. Integers. Okay, let's take a look at what an integer would look like. Here's, if we were to write set notation, it would look like this. You have this kind of parenthesis looking thing. Put 3 dots down. That just means that the set continues in that direction to the left. -3, that's an integer. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, ... These are all examples of integers. It's a really important word for you to know. Notice there are no decimals. Okay, so if you would just think of whole numbers and opposites, so we're including negative numbers here. Okay, but no decimals, no fractions. So if you can count it and take its opposite, it's an integer. We do include 0 in this group, but this is a really important word for you. If you're a highlighter, I would definitely highlighter type of person, highlight that word. You want to know that word. All right, number 2, the word is opposites. Okay, numbers are opposites if they have the same value, but same word here, opposite signs. Okay, 2 numbers with the same value and opposite signs. So if I have a number, I'll just abbreviate here, and I'll write its opposite here. Let's say I have the number 9. The opposite of 9 is -9. It's that simple. Let's say I have -2 3/10. Throw in a decimal there just for kicks. The opposite would be +2 3/10. One thing about opposites is they add to 0. Okay, example. I'll just use the one that I listed there. 9 plus -9 equals 0. So the opposites add to 0. So it's just the other sign. All right, you got a sign. If I ask for the opposite, switch the sign. It's that simple, not hard. For you, number 3, inequality. Basically, an inequality is a math symbol that contains one of these signs right there. All right, do you remember what they are? This one, that means less than. Some people think that it looks kind of like an L. People like to think that a L less than looks kind of like that. That's one way to remember it. And the other one is greater than. All right, now that one right there, that just means not equal to. I'm not going to write that down. This one right here, if it has a line underneath it, that means less than or equal to. And then if it goes this way with a line under it, it means greater than. Just say greater or equal to. All right, so there you go. Some important words there. You might recall, you've probably learned a trick, like the alligator is hungry, so he eats the bigger number. Right, the alligator mouth eats the bigger number. We'll see that in a few minutes when we go to the other side of the page. That'll probably happen in the next video. Let's try to keep these videos short, but there's a lot to get through here, so just be patient. Get it all down. That's the key. Number 4. All right, this is a crazy one. Absolute value. Absolute value. Okay. Basically, the absolute value is the distance. Okay, the distance that a number is from 0 on a number line. So you're just thinking, how far is this number from 0? Absolute value. Right there. For example, if I said, let's skip down here for a second. If I said 5, if the number was 5, okay, the symbol for absolute value, and I'm jumping around here, the symbol for absolute value is 2 straight bars, like that. Okay, so that's the absolute value. That's the symbol. Okay, are these 2 straight bars, and then you stick a number inside there, and that means, well, what is the absolute value? So if I had 5, it would look like this. It would say the absolute value of 5 equals. Okay, so that means, what is the absolute value of 5? That's what that says. The absolute value of 5 equals. So how many spaces is 5 from 0? It's 5 spaces. So it's that simple. The absolute value of 5 is 5. Okay, well, what if I threw in a negative number, like -9? Let's say the number was -9. And so I said, well, what is the absolute value of -9? That's what that says. That says, what is the absolute value of -9? So you're thinking to yourself, well, how far is -9 from 0 on a number line? So you'd count the spaces there, right? Well, how many spaces is it? It's 9. So not -9, it's 9 spaces from 0. So what are you noticing here? Let's do another one. Let's do a decimal. -2 3/10. Doesn't matter that it's a negative sign. The absolute value of -2 3/10 is 2 3/10. And let's do one more positive number. How about the absolute value of 1.4? Absolute value of 1.4 is 1.4. What do you notice about this? It should be obvious now. Do you see it? The absolute value is always a positive number. It's always positive. There's one more thing I'd like you to put down in your notes here. I'll do this in red. Make sure you get this as well. Okay, absolute value, can abbreviate, is like parentheses in the order of operations. Okay, so if you see an absolute value symbol in a problem, you do that first, just like you do parentheses, what's inside? Absolute value, what's inside takes the same order there. Okay, I'm going to cut this video a little short because I know the next side is going to take a long time. So that's about 8 minutes. That's not bad. Hopefully you hit pause, get the stuff down, bring it to class. Don't forget to go to the next video because that's important. I'm going to show you how to do the homework examples on the next video.